What if the Titans get a win this weekend? It's really possible, I think.
You mentioned it earlier. They do kind of have the team of destiny feel right now. They do. It's
Yeah.
just that no one has given them any shot whatsoever to win either one of their games so far, and they've physically dominated both games.
How about
like physical.
Yeah.
Dude rushed for over 180 yards, I think.
Yeah.
And threw for a
180
touchdown.
yards?
he stiff-armed Earl Thomas so hard he turned him into his own lead blocker. It was amazing.
That's what I'm saying. And I think that second one he did because Earl Thomas said that we're not going to be scared to hit it. Like, I think he even he even remembered that. I was like, oh, yeah. I thought I heard something. I thought you guys... He's an ant. What do you do to him? You dive at his legs? I get amnesia. I tried to... one time I went to tackle Antonio Cromartie, and Cromartie runs high knees, man. He knee drive. I mean, he's a sprinter. Antonio Cromartie was a sprinter. That's why he was such a good returner, because he could get fast. He could get his fastest very quickly. He was just striding out. He hit a hole. And I wanted to tackle him right up high. I wanted to tackle him up high. And I slid down to his knees. My jaw got Pez dispenser. Like little bang, 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 until I tackled him. He ended up down. But I thought I might get CTE just from that. I couldn't even fathom like Derrick Henry trying to. But I could. It would be a. What do you do? What do you do to the guy?
He's playing so good that they're winning, and Tannehill's throwing for 70 and 80 yards a game.
No mistakes. Hey, Tannehill, no mistakes here. We'll take one shot, maybe. We'll take another one. We'll get it out of your hands a little bit so we can open it up. But just know what we're doing here. Okay, let's head back there. Let's feed him. How have they not paid him yet?
And on the other side, how long all year we've said Lamar Jackson cannot throw the ball 59 times.
When I walked in to get up this morning, I was reminded that my big take after Lamar became Lamar, right? After them, like week 8 probably, he became Lamar. Like Lamar started becoming Lamar Jackson, like captivating the world, right? What was that, like week 8, maybe week 7?
Was
probably week 8.
After they lost to the Browns. I think they were 3-2.
Yeah, 7 or 8 in that range.
Yeah, I think like week 8 is when it happened. And that was after he said that he didn't like running anymore because people were just calling him a running back. So he took that personally, that they weren't complimenting his throwing ability, which was also good. So he and Greg Roman were throwing the ball over 40 times a game there for a little bit. They had like 45 or 49 attempts or something like that. And they lost those games. And then after that, they decided they became this offense where they were utilizing what only one human probably in the history of the game had, which was his incredible decision-making ability, throwing, and on top of that, the ability to have 10 blockers and the best runner on the field with the ball, which was Lamar Jackson. And they rode that, and they became must-see television, and they got hot, and they got home field advantage and all that stuff. And then when they got behind just a little bit, it almost felt like they went into desperation mode and felt like they had to air it out. It felt like they just got desperate. It's like you can score 40 points right now. It doesn't matter how much you're behind. You guys could score on anybody. Or maybe this is just the Titans defense being so stingy up front that they didn't think they could move at all. I mean, maybe it could be that, I guess. But for me, it felt like 59 times is like, it's literally the 7th most pass attempted game in the history of the NFL playoffs. Ben Roethlisberger hasn't even thrown that many times in a playoff game. Eli Manning hasn't thrown that many times in a playoff game. He's up there like next to like Steve Young, Drew Brees, I forget who else. Like just pocket passers. Like just guys that throw. Brady was up there. Guys that just throw. And it's like, you guys had so much success doing something else. Just because you hit a little controversy doesn't mean you have to change that. I don't know. I might be wrong, but that just felt like that might have been a mistake, Diggs.
During the regular season, they were 8 of 8 on 4th and 1. They were 0-2 on Saturday night. Like and they were not good on 3rd and short either. That was pretty much the difference in the game.
Hey, you kicked that field goal, man.
Yeah.
You kicked it. Hey, you got Justin Tucker, man. Let him get some shine. Actually, I respect the fact that they stayed with that. They've been doing that all year.
Correct. It was like Tennessee finally managed to make Baltimore doubt themselves.
Yeah, and they changed like this, right?
Because Lamar still got loose. He was still running a little bit, but it wasn't the same. It didn't feel like with the same authority. It felt like more, like you said, out of desperation than out of enforcing their will on the opponent. And even his balls,
he had 508 yards. I mean,
yeah.
It's still an incredible game by Lamar, but I just feel like those should have been reversed almost. Like 59 runs.
The Titans too. They were stacking the box though. They were putting 8-9 guys up there.
Engage 8.
Yeah,
but that didn't matter all year. You know what I mean? All year, everybody knew that was going to happen, and Lamar was just making people miss. I also don't love that because that drop pick. I mean, they probably score there, right? Not drop, but skip off his finger pick. They probably go in and score there, and we're having a completely different conversation. So, I mean, it got to the point this year where if there was an incompletion from Lamar Jackson, like I thought something was wrong. You know what I mean? He was playing 7-on-7. Every ball, there was no balls on the ground. I mean, very rarely was there any balls on the ground. He would only throw, like 20 times a game? But it was like 20 completions, too. It was a lot of – and yesterday there was like maybe a 6 inches off, and that thing gets picked off. They're going to go score there. If that doesn't happen, whole different ballgame. But the Tennessee Titans defense, very, very good. Well, hello there. Utilize the promo code PAYTHEBILLS and get $20 off your first order from SeatGeek. Now, back to the magic. I mean, very, very good. If you can run the ball and stop the run, you win in the playoffs. That's been the saying forever, and the Tennessee Titans are proving that.
Do you think the fact that they played in very few close games this year ended up kind of biting them in the ass because they just weren't used to like that? I mean, they were used to just beating the hell out of everybody, with the exception of like 2 or 3 games.
I don't know about the close game win thing, but I think taking off a couple weeks. I don't know, man. I just don't know. I was on a team that rested, right? I was on a team, we went 14-0 and then decided to lose the last 2 games by benching Peyton and everybody after they played like a quarter. They would play the first game they played like a quarter and then came out. Last game played like a drive and came out. And then we had the bye week and then we played. And then we made it all the way to the Super Bowl and lost to the Saints. And I always wondered, like, if we lose that first game, is it immediately the bye week's blame? Because we were really, really good. Just like the Baltimore Ravens, really, really good. And you decide to sit out. It's like, did you walk away from a heater? Like, should you have walked away from a heater? Now, granted, the bye week, you earn the bye week by being great, stuff like that. But that last week, they completely rested. And if it works, if they win right now, we don't talk about it at all. But since they didn't, you have to be like, what happened? Was there a little bit of rust? Was there a little bit of off? Or these two, maybe their bodies got comfortable for a week off. And you know what I mean? It's just like, you never know. You have to second guess everything, especially whenever wins cure everything. So when you lose, it has to get questioned.
I think they might have forced Mark Ingram too. Like Gus Edwards averaged 7 yards a carry on Saturday night. Like forcing an injured Mark Ingram, I think you would rather have the 100% running back versus Mark Ingram did not look like himself.
Hey, Eddie George said he might be good now. Then as soon as he tweaks it, it's over.
Yep.
And I think that's what happened. And I don't like that Mark Ingram was hurt for these 2 games. He was explosive and exciting to watch this year. And I enjoyed the personality at the post-game press conference. I enjoyed all of that. But he is a vital part of that. But Gus Edwards proved to be very valuable. I mean, that's good news for them, especially in a running team. If you have a couple running backs that are good, that's good news for you.
And Vrabel's going to have to lose his member.
What's that?
Vrabel's going to have to lose his member.
No. He didn't say if we win, I will.
No, I know. Super Bowl.
No, yeah, but he said he would do that to win a Super Bowl. I think that is a misconception going around there. There's a lot of people like T's and P's for Vrabel's P.
I mean, Taylor Lewan said you're going to cut that thing off after the game. I saw it.
What an electric environment down there. Vrabel talks trash to his own team, to the other team. I mean, he is electric. Then there was those videos, I don't know if they've come out this year, where he was wearing boxing gloves at practice, like going at the guys. That's like, that whole team is like, I feel like they are, like, I think that whole team's ready to go. Like, if, let's say, for instance, your friend is going to get in a fight in a parking lot. And you're like sending out bird calls like for the people that are going to join you to go fight whoever's going to be there. I feel like the Titans are a group of humans that if they showed up, they would all be ready to go. Like, I think they all have that, like Vrabel's mentality, I think, has taken over the entire team. And I'm not saying that these guys weren't like this before they got there. I think the people that Vrabel has brought in and has got there are very similar minded individuals when it comes to competition as him. And I'm a big fan of it. To be honest, I'm a big fan. Yeah, I'll cut off my penis to win a Super Bowl. Yeah. I got 5 kids. I've already won a Super Bowl before. I mean, there's Marino hasn't won a Super Bowl.
No.
I feel like I had an okay career. I was a half away from winning a Super Bowl. Never won a Super Bowl. He's already won a Super Bowl, and he's like, to get another one, he's like, yeah, cut my dick off for sure. Take it. Get rid of it. Don't need it. What are we going to do, pee? Don't need to. Give me a bag. That's what he said. That's the type of person, though, that if you're in a competitive environment, you would like to be around. Like, okay, that dude wants it. All right, I'm going to say that guy wants it. He's going to put on boxing gloves and box with the D lineman so they can get the head coach. I like what they got a great mindset, dude. Great mentality, great mindset, great team.